Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. Sorry about the camera angle. It's the only way that my camera would stay in this position. So sorry for the tilt. But in today's video, this is going to be an exit interview for my 2018 Subaru Outback. Now I'm going to kind of go over my overview, what I thought about the car, why we got one, and if it's been reliable and good to me. So let's start from the beginning. Back in February of 2018, my wife was driving a 2016 Honda Accord, and we needed to get something a little bit bigger for our family since we were expecting, well, actually we just had our second child. So we needed something a little bit bigger to handle all the extra luggage and just having two car seats in the car. So since I was familiar with the Subaru brand, we went to Subaru, checked out an Outback, and we loved it. So we ended up leasing this. The lease deals at the time were amazing, so it was kind of silly to finance this when the lease deals were really good. We ended up doing a basic lease for this. It was a 39-month lease, 12,000 miles, so pretty basic. And I believe we either put 0 down or 1,000 down, I forget. Ideally, when you lease a car, you want to put as little as possible, ideally 0 down. But I think we had some equity in our Honda Accord, so we just used the 1,000 or so. I think we may have put 0 down, but I forget. But we were paying $400 a month, so it was pretty reasonable, especially for the car that you get. The sticker on this I believe was around $34, $35, so very reasonable for a lease, and we were able to get into this at a pretty cheap price. Now the reason why we leased is because we knew we weren't going to keep this car forever, so we were planning to expand our family in the near future, so we knew we were going to upgrade to a larger 3-row SUV soon. So it just didn't make sense to finance something longer than we intended on keeping it. So my wife has been driving this for the past 3 years or so. So now let's kind of fast forward to this past December 2020. We were expecting our third child, so we definitely needed something a little bit larger. Now we were obviously looking at the Subaru Ascent. I do have a video of other 3-row SUVs that we're looking at. Ultimately, we decided on a 2021 Kia Telluride, which we absolutely love. I love that car so much. I don't know what it is about it. Never thought in a million years I would love or want a Kia so bad, but it is a fantastic 3-row SUV. I can do an entirely separate video on that, kind of my review on it, since now that we've had it for a little over half a year now. We got some seat time with it, but that's for a different video. We ended up financing the Telluride since that's something that we plan on keeping for longer than 3 years. Instead of turning the Outback in early and rolling the remaining payments into the finance of the Telluride, it didn't make sense to us to do that and pay interest on a car that we're going to get rid of. It was actually cheaper to hang on to the Outback for $400 a month for the rest of the lease. So we decided to do that. Now, since the Outback wasn't going to be used, I had my STI, my wife had the new Telluride. It was kind of a no-brainer to kind of use the Outback as my daily driver. My wife didn't need any more, and for me, it just made sense to kind of garage queen the STI for a little while and just daily the Outback through the winter and everything, and not have to worry about the STI, driving it every day. Yes, I understand a lot of people are going to say the STI, it's a perfect winter car. It doesn't make any sense that you're keeping it in the garage. Yeah, I get it. I totally understand. You got to keep in mind that I daily drove my STI through all different types of weather for the past 4 years. Also, my previous 2013 WRX drove that year round as well. So I know how capable a WRX or STI is in the snow and bad weather. They're fantastic, but I had the chance and I had the opportunity to, leave that home and kind of daily drive the Outback in the meantime. I'm sure any of you would do the exact same thing if you had the chance. So it was just me kind of fulfilling my dream with, something that was kind of thrown into my lap that wasn't really planned. So now I'm at my lease end. I wanted to kind of talk about, my experience with the Outback. Is it worth it? Is it a good car? Has it been reliable? It has been fantastic. It's not really something that you're going to drive to have fun in. It's more of a family hauler, a people hauler, just a very practical kind of car. This is a 2018 Outback. This is a premium trim. Now this is a little bit different than the typical premiums. We wanted a limited, but there was actually a premium on the lot that was fully loaded. Now this is a rare spec. I wouldn't really call it rare. It's not a very common option premium. Basically, it's fully loaded. It has navigation, it has the eyesight, has the sunroof, which is actually a pretty rare thing on a premium apparently. It also has the black interior. Most white exterior Outbacks have the tan interior, which I do not like. So we were able to get a pretty well optioned premium for a very cheap price. Limited's basically the difference between that is you get the nicer HID headlights, the nicer wheels, as well as a leather interior. For me, I like the cloth interior that comes on the Outbacks much better than the leather. It's easier to clean up, it's way more comfortable, and personally I just think it looks a little bit better. The leather that they use in Subarus is not the nicest, so I thought that the cloth was a much nicer option. Plus the sunroof is a really nice option. Apparently that's kind of hard to come by in a premium. My wife really wanted the sunroof as well, so that is something that we got. Navigation, eyesight, all that stuff is fantastic. So it's a very, very well optioned premium that a lot of people don't seem to spec out. So we got really lucky with this one. We absolutely loved it. It has a lot of amenities, you know, heated seats and all that stuff. It's a great option car. And a lot of people with the Outbacks, currently the transmission is a CVT transmission. Not a lot of people like this. For me personally, I didn't mind it at all. Obviously I'm not driving around on, you know, curvy back roads for this thing and really trying to do any 0 to 60 times or anything, so it doesn't bother me. I'm just putting around town, going to work, doing the basic daily driving stuff. So I never had any issues with it. Never gave me any problems, never had anything pop up or just give me like a weird sense that something was going on. It has been great. Now basically what the CVT transmission is, it's kind of like a no gear transmission. It kind of makes the car feel like it's just constantly moving forward. It's not like the typical automatic transmission where you're, you know, kind of moving your head back and forth as it changes gears. It's supposed to be really smooth, and honestly it is. I haven't really found myself jolting back and forth. It's a very smooth ride, so I haven't had any issues with it. Now, the overall ride comfort is fantastic. It's super comfortable, very quiet. The interior feels very quality. All the materials used is much nicer than my STI, to be completely honest. Everything is soft touch. The door cards are really nice. You know, there's a lot of different accents on it and everything. It's a really nice interior. It's very simple. There's nothing too extravagant about it, but honestly that's what I like in a car. I don't like anything too complicated, and the Outback is just very simple, and I really like it. Now currently I'm sitting at 41,281 miles, so I have some decent seat time in this, and it's been absolutely fantastic. You know, I've done the basic maintenance stuff, oil changes, air filter changes, that kind of stuff, and that's all I had to do. Nothing popped up, no crazy issues or anything like that. The Mpgs is pretty great on it. Right now I'm getting 24.3 miles per gallon, and I'm driving around town. The gas tank is pretty massive. I'm getting around 400 to 450 miles per tank. Sometimes on longer trips I've gotten closer to 500, which is really nice, especially coming from an STI when I get about 18 to 19. And also you don't have to get premium gas in this, which is also nice. You can fill it up with regular. So overall cost for gas is pretty cheap, and it's a really nice change coming from an STI. So the overall drivability of this car is fantastic. It's really comfortable. Like I said, it's very quiet. You know, if you have 2 kids, it's perfect for 2 kids. If you have more, it'll be a little tight, especially with car seats. If you have older kids, you know, don't require car seats. 3 kids would fit just fine. The cargo area is fantastic. A lot of space, especially with the seats down. I actually carried pretty massive things in here. 2 things to note that I carried in here is a stand-up freezer, as well as one of my cabinets in my garage, which is 72 inches tall. So pretty big, and I was able to fit in here no problem with the seats down. I had to move the driver's seat up a little bit, but otherwise it fit no problem. I was able to transport everything. I absolutely love the roof rack system on the Outback. It obviously comes with the roof rack system, and the rails are actually integrated into the actual roof rack. So it's pretty cool. They kind of just swing out when you need them, and then you put them away when you don't. I've used it to haul several Christmas trees over the years. I just threw a blanket down, put the Christmas tree on top of the rails, or on the racks I should say, and it was, you know, it worked just fine. I actually hauled a mattress and box spring as well on top, and you know, it was very simple. You just store them away. So that is a really cool thing about the Outback that I love. So I'm definitely going to be pretty sad letting this thing go. You know, it has been a great car to us, but if you're looking for something that, you know, all around has great cargo, you have a couple of kids, a dog, and you're looking to add a little bit more space, you know, this is definitely a car for you. Also, this thing in the snow in bad weather is fantastic. The ground clearance on this is awesome. Obviously the all-wheel drive system in a Subaru is amazing. I've driven this thing through some serious snow before and I had 0 issues. It just plowed right through. So if you live in a state where you get a lot of snowy, inclement weather, this is a great fantastic car for you. So overall, I really did enjoy my experience with the Subaru Outback. It has been kind of a goal of mine to own one of these. I never thought I really would. but it fit the bill perfectly when we were looking for something a little bit bigger, but we didn't want to jump up to the larger SUV category. It's definitely a great option if you're looking to expand your cargo space and your passenger space. Has a lot of amenities. I don't know what the lease rates are currently because the car market is nuts, but they do lease really well, at least when we bought them. So I'll definitely look into that if you are interested in picking one up. But yeah, that's it for the Outback. I really enjoyed it. It will be sorely missed, but I'm going to be daily driving my STI for a little while. I'm hoping to pick up another daily driver before winter. I have a few ideas of what that's going to be. I'm kind of waiting for the car market to die down a little bit. It's a little insane right now with what's going on, so it doesn't really make sense to make a purchase on a used or new car at this moment. Bringing the STI out of retirement as a daily driver, I'm going to be driving that around, which I have no problem with. I'm kind of excited about it. So yeah, if you guys have any questions at all about the Outback and my experience, I would love to hear it. It's definitely a fantastic car. I don't think you can go wrong with them, especially with the new updates on the 2021, I believe. They have some really nice options and they look really good. I really do like it in the Onyx edition with the blackout. It looks really nice. So definitely check one out. Absolutely loved my experience with one. So yeah, if you have any questions, be sure to ask them below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple. I'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah.